Being a leader in the nation's oldest and largest cattle industry organization takes dedication, as Nebraska cattleman Craig Uden has proven. He has served on both the federation and the policy sides of the organization. He's here with us now to share some of his insights on what it's like to be a volunteer leader and to provide a look at some of the battles he fought as 2014 Policy Division Chairman. Craig, thanks for taking time out of the convention to join us.
Thank you, Kevin.
You have a real diverse operation back in Nebraska. Tell folks a little bit about that operation and your background.
Well, I'm in the cattle feeding business. I have 5 other partners, and we feed about 45,000 head of cattle, and that keeps me busy. I don't do the day-to-day anymore, but I do a lot of marketing and customer relations, so that keeps me busy. And then my son has recently joined me to help oversee the cows, and we run 3 different cow herds, so we stay pretty busy in the cattle business.
I'd say. And from a cattle feeder's perspective, I'd just be interested to get your perspective of what you see in 2015.
Well, 2014 will be hard to repeat. We have seen the market decline off of its highs somewhat, but it's still a really good market. And when we look at our export business, we just got word today that $6.5 billion of exports last year versus $6.1 billion in 2013. So that continues to grow. That's a bright spot. We don't seem to be having any issues with demand right now. So there's a lot of things to be optimistic about.
And as we mentioned in our introduction, you've served both on the federation side as well as the policy side. I'd be interested to have you share with our viewers what it's like to see both sides of the organization.
Well, I got into the federation side years ago, and I stopped by and listened to an operating committee. And so I went back home and was elected to my beef council. And as one would have it, I got on the operating and moved through those chains. So we've seen tremendous improvements in the product as far as quality, safety. New product development's been a huge thing in the last 10 years. And at the time we were raising a lot of value out of cuts that normally used to go into the grind.
That's right.
And so we did a lot of things there. We moved the thing along. We've changed committee structure, made it more nimble. We really get a lot of bang out of our dollar that people spend on the checkoff. So it was very positive. Give me that perspective from the sales side. So before the federation, I've always done a lot of work with my state and also NCBA and policy. So I came back on the policy side and decided to go that route. So it's been a very interesting year. It's been at times questionable what was going to happen, but at the end it worked out pretty well.
Well, I'd be interested to know, clearly it requires a whole lot of commitment and even more time to serve that many years at leadership posts on both sides of the organization. Why do you believe so firmly in the organization to commit that much time?
Well, I think it starts even back when I was a young man, when my dad would always go to the NCAA at that time. And every time he'd go, he'd bring back a new idea. And I think what you get, what you put in, you receive. And I think that's the key to getting involved with any organization, particularly NCBA, is when you go to a meeting, you're going to learn something to take back to your operation. And as we just heard through the general session today, that is thinking outside the box and keeping adapting to change and moving forward and keeping one step ahead.
You bet. And as Policy Division Chair this last year, Craig, you've seen the Washington, D.C. landscape up close and in person. What insights would you share from that experience?
Well, it was pretty much gridlock for most of the year, but things did get done at the end of the year. With the Farm Bill, there was some drought relief that was real positive for a lot of rural America, and that really helped a lot of our producers because of issues with both drought and the disaster that we saw in South Dakota. The 179 tax extenders at the end of the year all benefited the industry. We discussed the 96 versus the 85 checkoff, and at the end of the year, it went back to we're going to continue to work with the Beef Checkoff Working Enhancement Group to try to further the checkoff as we know it today, and that's producer-driven.
Very good. Thank you for your continued leadership and commitment to our industry.
Thank you, Kevin.
The cattle industry needs a strong voice in our nation's capital, and that takes all of us working together to stand with Craig and other members of NCBA by joining today. It's easy to sign up. Just visit our website, beefusa.org, or give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF.